Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life. Hey everybody, Brian Smith here with the I Am Team series and your Daily Influence. Today we are going to be talking about creating inclusive work environments. And I didn't really choose this topic today for any particular purpose, but it does make me think, since I've just come off of my 40-year high school reunion. And leading up to going to my 40-year high school reunion, I had a lot of thoughts about inclusion. I had a lot of thoughts about the cliques of high school. And I haven't been back to a high school reunion since our 10-year reunion. And primarily because high school for me wasn't inclusive. I was on an island, like a lot of people find themselves on an island. And I think that experience, and then the experience of seeing how we as humans create islands through the seasons of our adulthood as we move from being high school to college to the work world, and how we build islands for ourselves and how those islands oftentimes last for seasons. We really, really don't want that in our organizations. In life, it's hard to not have that happen, but in our organizations, in our business, when we are trying to build them, it's really important to build inclusive organizations. And it will do a lot of things for us when we have an inclusive organization. For one, and most importantly, is it does foster open communication. And the opposite of that, by the way, is you have very smart people who don't feel included, so they don't add to the conversation. They don't bring their mind and their ideation and all of the things that could be beneficial for our team, for our organization, for our mission, and enhance our culture and build our core values, is a lack of communication. So if we can build and foster open communication, it builds trust and transparency. It ensures that people not only feel heard, but they see it, and that begins to make them feel valued, which builds that trust and allows them to give more of themselves, to invest more. Also, having diverse perspectives, for me, has been one of the most rewarding and beneficial parts of having open communication. I don't always like what I hear. It's not always the smartest thing, but everybody brings something. And what it does when you get more perspectives is you get people to communicate. And when you actually listen to them, buried within a lot of these perspectives, a lot of these thoughts, a lot of these ideas are nuggets. Nuggets for the team, nuggets for individuals, nuggets for the organization. And as we work through that and we break down these silos, we get off these islands, collaboration becomes more and more pervasive. We also start to see it between different levels of our organization and within different departments. You can take your eyes out of the tunnel vision you get within your specific area of influence. When you include somebody from the outside, they often see things differently and have a different perspective. That perspective may or may not be reality, but it's their reality, and it helps us to understand how our actions and how our tactics and how our own communication are influencing others around us. To build this team communication, have regular team meetings, one-on-one check-ins. If you can, create anonymous feedback mechanisms. If you are facing particular issues, provide a way for them to communicate those issues or support or help with those issues in an autonomous way. And always remember to promote and to practice listening to learn, active listening skills. As you take all this ideation, and another thing that you can do to have inclusive culture is provide opportunities for people to grow within their area of influence and to develop. I hear people talk about, let's reduce bias. Well, look, bias is a very human thing. Having an inclusive culture doesn't mean we reduce the biases. It means that we overcome the biases. We might have to live with these biases. Oftentimes we don't know where these biases come from, or the fact that we have them is limiting. So overcoming the biases and understanding and facing them can help us create a more open and equal area of influence for people to grow and develop. And if we increase employee engagement and team engagement, then we can see what they have to offer. If we push them to the side, we don't actually get to see them doing things that they may be very good at or want to be good at. We won't see their potential. So by creating opportunities for growth and development, by including people in the process, whatever that process might be, you start to learn more about your team. You can push them, and you have to do it honestly with purpose. And if you include them, don't then turn around and shun them or shut them down. Explain if you don't use their ideas. Explain if they are making mistakes. Explain if their perceptions are not the same. Ask for better clarification because their perceptions are based on how you might be communicating. And if you offer access to other leaders, for example, I have often taken myself out of coaching, discipline, mentorship roles with other team members and inserted other people. I've oftentimes identified issues at clients where I think we might have to spread out our coaching over 2, 3, or many of our team members instead of just one of us within one client. The way that we communicate, the way that we help people is different. And I can't always be the one, or one of our other team members can't always be the one who clicks with somebody. So building this diverse leadership pipeline, allowing people to get off and on with different people and to expand their way of communicating can help have a conclusive work environment. Make things transparent for promotions, hiring, career advancements. Make sure that you are mentoring in a positive way. Finally, have a culture of respect for yourself and for everybody's area of influence. And have empathy for the human things that come up. Have empathy for the struggles that go into acclimating and learning about new environments, about growing and maturing, about dealing with all of the human issues that we deal with. Be supportive when you need to be firm in others. Hold people accountable, but do it in a positive way. Offer open communication, and if people need to vent, give them a safe place to do it. Understanding that it's done out of respect and for the purpose of diffusing and helping solve whatever it is causing the tensions. Train your team across the board to be understanding and attentive to what goes on around them, to be in their area of influence, focused on it and slowed down so that they have an understanding of what's going on around them. Situation awareness. The fact is that when we implement inclusive policies, and I'm not talking about the rainbows and butterflies, I'm talking about very common sense, practical policies, actions, and practices within your organization, your area of influence, you will see your team grow together. You will see teams that have better work-life balance, teams that have better communication, teams that move through issues more quickly and more efficiently and come to resolutions, teams that are accountable when they stumble and who help each other up through the stumbling process. When we develop these inclusive cultures through deliberate and consistent ongoing actions, and we do it with open communication, opportunities and growth for everybody, culture of respect and empathy, and bringing people together for the common purpose that's understood by everybody, then not only do we have a positive work environment, it's one that can be driven by innovation, team engagement, and it'll lead ultimately to overall team or organization success. Thank you for joining us with the I in Team series and your daily influence. Hope you'll join us again later in the week. I will be talking about balancing short-term wins with our long-term vision and how we don't allow those to digress or divert us and create more chaos for us and our teams. I hope you have a great day.